High Man Society. It is your host with the most, Shadow Loke, back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You know, that does help my channel get into the algorithm. I would highly appreciate if you guys go ahead and do that. You know, it's free. It don't cost anything. You know, you help my channel out. You know, so go ahead and tap on that subscribe and that like, bro. You'll be doing me a favor. You know you want to, bro. Nah, but what I wanted to talk about was, do gangsters know how to be parents? Are gangsters good parents? Or are they just low-life scums who don't know how to do shit? I had posted a picture yesterday on my other channel, right, of my daughter, you know, getting it, an exception thing from UCLA. You know, we're Bruin fans, UCLA all the way, bro. Woo woo. You know, down with the blue. So, you know, we don't rock with no USC right here, bro. Nah. Trojans know where the exit's at. Nah, just playing. Nah, but we're Bruins fans. She's gotten, accepted to a whole bunch of different universities, right? Which, I'm very proud of her. And, the path she's chosen. And people are like, damn, man, you look awfully young to be having kids that age. And it's like, oh, well, thank you. I'm not as young as people think I am. But I do appreciate that, though. The compliment. No, we're not young no more. But, people were saying, congrats and stuff like that. And I got in this comment, right? This person had deleted the comment, but, he had put, what a trip. I wouldn't picture someone like you being a good parent and stuff like that, I guess, because of my, my affiliation and everything like that. But here's something I'm going to say. When it comes to, gang members, right? And here's a fun fact. Most gang members, our parents are not gang related, right? Most gang members' parents have no gang ties whatsoever, right? But there is some that do, right? Like in my case, I come from a home, where everybody was gang related, from, father, mother, I think I have like 12 or 13 family members who are from my neighborhood, right? My uncles are from my neighborhood, my father, his brothers, everybody was from my barrio, well, from our barrio, right? So, I come from a very gang, related family, right? Who are all in good standings, and, some of them still active even at their age. But, I come from, the street life, the actual street life, right? So there is rare cases like in my case, and there's others out there who have family members who are gang related, right? And we become gang members too ourselves, right? My relationship with my parents wasn't a good one. My relationship with my father was completely absent. My relationship with my stepfather was rocky at best, and my relationship with my mother was non-existent, and till this day is still rocky. But my relationship with my uncles was really good, right? And they're all from my neighborhood, So, needless to say, I came from a pretty chaotic, background. But the thing is that even though, there is rare cases like in my case, most gang members, their kids don't end up becoming gang members. Most gang members' kids have no gang affiliation and actually good kids. A majority of them, Wow. Almost all the gang members, parents who are not gang related, their kids turn out to be gang members. And the reason for that is because we know what makes us us. We know what made us us, right? We remember the feelings as a kid and everything of why we did what and chose what we chose, right? And became the way we became. We know the reasons, for it. Most gang members are prideful, so they don't speak about it. They don't touch about it. They keep it to themselves. They're scared to show any type of, emotional side to them, right? Because, they don't want to be, looked as weak or anything like that, right? It's all, male chauvinist games, right? But that's the way society has painted the world, right? The male has to be this alpha who shows no weakness and everything, when that's bullshit. We're emotional creatures. Everybody cries. Everybody has something that they care for. Everybody has something that could hurt them. So to say or to think that this world exists where these men are, just, these tough guys that nothing could break them and everything is ridiculous. It doesn't exist. Who are you fooling with those games? Nobody, I could say that much. But the world has painted it in, this way. So that's why, most individuals choose not to, show that side to them or even speak about that, right? But we know what makes us us, right? So with our kids, we tend to do the opposite, that was done with us. But see, the thing is that we could, the way our mind state works, right, because of the trauma, we're stuck in this dark path that is really hard for us to get out of, right? um it's a internal conflict within ourselves, right, that it seems that we just can't seem to find the answer, too. Even though people could be like, well, what's so hard about it? Why can't you do? It's not a light switch, you know what I mean? It's kind of like an addiction, or people that are short temper, or anybody that displays some kind of bad trait, right? Whether gambling, smoking, short tempered, gossiping, anything that is negative. You know, People who struggle, with all of these, because they're, one way or another, people display some type of bad trait, right? It's kind of like, oh, then why are you short temper? Why can't you control your temper? It's not as easy as people, say it is, right? Especially when you don't have no one to talk to and there's no therapy, just makes it a lot worse, right? That's why I always recommend therapy. So individuals have this battle within ourselves, right? But we still know the things that need to be done, right? In order to, steer kids the right way. Like in our case. And the thing is that, yes, there is homies that, can't see their kids and have kids, different, but that has nothing to do with the gang member itself. That has to do more, with the man itself, right? Because society has painted, especially males, who want to be alphas and want to be the kings of their domains and stuff like that, right? So they want other males to look up to them or to give them their props or whatever. So, right. So what has society painted that, gives a male this type of recognition, as being a ladies' man, a gigolo, a pimp player, whatever the hell you want to call it, right? Which is all bad behaviors and is all ridiculous, at the end of the day, right? Because, you really rather choose to impress a bunch of men you don't know instead of, the person who's actually really the one that's there for you and your children. You know what I mean? You're going to throw all of that away just to impress a bunch of men. It's ridiculous, right? You're going to throw all of that away. Learn some loyalty. Because that's not, the fact that you're sleeping with all these women is not impressing nobody. You may think that it is, right? Because society has painted it like that. But in all true reality, right, when people say, oh, people are jealous at this person because, he's a pimp, he's a player, and he wishes he lived that life. I don't chase the celebrity's lifestyle. They're chasing mine. Because although they may be out there in the clubs and, woo with all these different women in there, at the end of the day, I guarantee you that he's going to finally get tired of it and he's going to want to settle down. He's going to want to end his life with a girl and his family, the lifestyle that I'm living. So who's chasing whose life? I'm not chasing their life. They're chasing mine. They want to end up like me. I don't want to end up like them, right? So who's looking up to whose lifestyle? Right? Because materialistic things and parties and all that isn't everything, in the world. It may seem like it is, because the world has painted it to be that way, but those are lies. That's why all these rich people, commit suicide or drug addicts and somehow still get themselves into some shit when they're multimillionaires. But why is that? Because money doesn't buy happiness and money doesn't give you everything that you want. Is the reason for it, right? So these individuals, so it's a male problem, right? Because of the way society has painted it, but it has nothing to do with a gang member itself, right? But like I said, we know what made us us, right? So we do the opposite with our kids, right? Just having conversation with your kids goes a long way. Playing board games, things where the family interacts, family night, movie night, going to the park, or just playing sports together goes a long way. I'm not saying all day you have to be, in their lives and everything, but doing activities, communicating, how was your day, how was school, getting to know their friends, the type of music they like, the TV shows. What are you watching? Oh, can I watch it with you? Just interactions like that makes a big, big difference in a child's life. I know people think that how much of a difference could that make? It makes a lot of difference. There's one thing that I see people say all the damn time is that nowadays these kids, they're stuck in technology, right? They don't want to go outside and play. They're lazy. They're stuck in their gadgets and stuff like that. But I tell this to individuals. You want to get them to turn off their devices and everything, I recommend this. Instead of telling them, how about you turn that shit off and go play outside? Instead of saying that, how about you tell them, hey, how about you guys turn that off and let's go play outside? You, meaning you and them, go play outside. I guarantee you they'll turn that thing off faster than anything, you know what I mean? They'll be like, hell yeah, my pops or my mom's gonna play with me. Hell, they'll be pumped, bro. But you gotta inject yourself in that as well. Don't just try to throw them out there. Instead of saying, how about you guys read a book? How about you tell them, hey, how about you guys read me a book? Or how about I read a book to you guys? You know what I mean? And I guarantee they'll rock with you. You know what I mean? I have my sons, who are already teenage high schoolers who still like it, when I read to them and shit like that. You know what I mean? And do stuff with them. Even though they're these cool kids and, now, you know what I mean? They still dig it, bro. They try to play it off, at first. Oh, all right. I guess I'll listen. You know what I'm saying? Just doing stuff like that, it goes a long way, right? And show interest in their school, right? Like, oh, what did you learn today? And then when they tell you, like, oh, really? I didn't know that. Let's say even if you did know it, just pretend you didn't, but pretend to be like interested, right? Don't be like, oh yeah, oh, you know what I mean? Like, be like, oh damn, I didn't know that. Like, where? What? You serious? And they'll be pumped, like, yeah, because you're their idol, right? So now seeing that they're impressing you, it encourages them now to keep learning and keep wanting to wow you, because you're even though they try to when they get to teenage years, they try to act cool, you're still their role model nonetheless, bro, and they're still gonna want to impress you. Right? So when you show interest like that and stuff like that, it motivates them to want to educate themselves and want to, keep wowing you, right? It's just those little things like that make a big difference, right? Or like if you want them to be more productive, instead of buying them everything, because I see a lot of people make that mistake. They buy their kids everything. They spoil them rotten, right? I tell my kids whenever they want something, you guys could have whatever you guys want in this world, but you guys know how you can get it. If you want that new game, if you want that new toy or whatever, you got to do something around the house. You got to wash the dishes, sweep the garage, clean your room, but you got to do something. You know what I mean? And then I'll reward you for the hard work, right? And let's say whatever they did, they really did it really good. Like, let's say they washed the car, but they left it looking like damn, where you're just like, damn, homie, you got down. Then I give them extra to let them know that hard work, if you really, do the real hard work, it pays extra. If you put in that extra effort, you get a little extra for it. You know what I mean? It pays a little bit more, motivating them, right? So whenever they want something, they already know what they got to do, instead of just demanding or wanting, the feeling like they're entitled to everything in the world. You're not teaching them no good, responsibilities like that. You know what I mean? You're not teaching them, anything at all, for that matter. That's why it's not good to do that. Or it's not good to, here's the device, go over there, leave me alone. It's not good to do that either. You know what I mean? Because they're going to catch on to, they feel like they just bother you. You know what I mean? They're a burden, right? So then the communication and the relationship becomes rocky. Then they build that wall. And once it start getting to their teenage years, forget about it, bro. If that wall's already built, it's going to be one hell of a difficult job for you to build a relationship with your child, bro. I guarantee you it's going to be very difficult. That's why you see some kids who don't have no communication with their parents. They're on their own little world, and it's like they don't even know their kids. Hey, what is your kid like? I don't even know, bro. I don't know. That fool's always on his fucking device. I don't even know. What do you mean you don't know, bro? That's your fucking kid. How do you not know? But see, that's because people just always want their kids to leave them alone, because people want to be in their own little world, whether it's social media, want to act like if they're still single or they're still in their high school years and everything. Bro, wake up. You are a parent already. You're an adult. Those days are over. It is time now to be there for your child. Stop worrying about yourself, Mr. Selfish. Time now to inject in your kid's life. So, they catch on when you just tell them to leave you alone, or they're just stuck in their devices. Yeah, you don't want to talk to them. You don't want to build no relationship. Yeah, they're just a burden. They're going to start seeing it like that, bro. I guarantee you. And then once they reach that age of puberty, bro, it is going to be one hell of a difficult ride for you not trying to build a relationship. I could promise you that. But overall, that's just, my point of view on the subject. What do you guys think? Leave your guys' opinions in the comments. And, Shadow Wheel.